Suck out your mother, girl. Suck out your mother, girl. I want you, man. Can this man? Suck out your mother, girl. I'm market and come here. The blood clot, you look answer to the blood clot. How that blood clot? And half big stinking shit, man. Yeah, baby. Hey, let me talk. Let me rascal talk. Let me talk, man. I'm supposed to say blood clot shit in the clothes. I'm not lying, brother. Come on, brother.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The video that you just saw come from a channel on YouTube called Crank Up TV. Pretty much it is not an original concept. It is like the dating game, garrison style, ghetto style, riff-raff style, sketelina and loose lifestyle, wasteman style. No sorts of disrespect to the channel. Like I said, you cannot argue with success. However, you can debate it. And as a blogger, that is what I do, give constructive criticism. So pretty much this show is about two persons, meaning social media personalities, specifically TikTok. One of them name, he is called Jaden. The next one is called Slime. Now, people, if you know anything about Jaden, he is probably the worstest of persons on TikTok. The most despicable. His famous punchline, he will pretty much eat anything, especially for the green card. As it pertains to Slime, he is a self-confessed chopper / TikToker. So therefore, we are speaking about two of the same type, birds of a feather flock together. So what this show does, it brings together some sorts of women, 20 of them in this case, and they are vying for the love or date or affection of these two individuals. They are asked specific questions. They give their views on why they are on the show. Most of the time, it is about sex. It is about eating. It is about all sorts of sexual explicit stuff. Now, when I see stuff like this, I say to myself, knowing the persons that create TikTok, their agenda, their objective was to make people like you and I, meaning BLACK, shame ourselves. And when it comes to shame and the worstest of the worstest, it seems as if Jamaican TikTokers are the leaders. Them set the bar as low as it can go. They are the title holder, and it seems, well, it is obvious that nobody is going to take this from them anytime soon. So pretty much these persons are on some sorts of dating show, riff-raff dating show, and they are asked questions what they like. And people question that I have to ask when we talk about questions. What type of low self-esteem, what type of lack of dignity, what type of lack of pride does these young girls have to actually come on a show wearing the purses that they are vying for is Slime and also Jaden? And the same question I have to ask Jaden and this other youth Slime. What type of love are you looking for with these type of individuals, women? Now, when you watch these videos, we have to say to ourselves, it seems as if these women really have low self-esteem, zero dignity, zero pride, zero ethics. But what we also have to understand, there's a thing that is called supply and demand. And it seems as if buffoonery is in high demand, especially on social media, especially with the Jamaican audience. So therefore, the persons or creators of this show know that if you bring some decent individual, as in TikTokers with any sorts of decency, don't know if that even exists or that is even a thing. Because if you go on TikTok with any sorts of decency, more than likely you're going to get 0 or minus views. It is the persons that are the most outlandish, the most boisterous, the most disgusting that seems to be the popular persons on social media. So therefore, people that go on this show, they know what to expect, don't know if it is scripted. They know that they are just supposed to go up there and act the lowest that they can act, because that is what sells, that is what is the targeted audience. Now, I remember one time when you used to be a Jamaican, especially living overseas, when people used to ask you, are you Jamaican? And you would be proud, you would say yes. And not to say I am not a proud Jamaican. However, it seems as if we are almost ashamed of what we see on social media. And it is not because of our deeds, but it seems as if it is not an isolated incident. Most of what we see on social media with these Jamaicans, abnormality, dysfunctionality, disgusting, disgrace is now the norm. That is now the accepted way in which persons act, all for the hype. So at the end of the day, like I said, this person, the creator of this channel, is doing what he is supposed to do. It is all about the money. So therefore, he probably knows if he does a regular dating game with some decent people, nobody is going to tune in. So the recipe for success is to put 2 loose man, 2 waste man, and then add that, compound that with 20 loose, low self-esteem women, and you're going to have an audience, because most of these videos get in at the high 100, 200,000, 400,000, 500,000. And this is my disclaimer before I proceed. This is not a diss to this channel, because they are doing whatever they need to do to make money. And there's a saying that goes something like this: power in the wrong hands, fame in the wrong hands, fortune in the wrong hands. That is why a lot of persons, like the saying goes, NEIGA, cannot stand promotion. That is why a lot of these persons, them get the fame, them get the fortune, them get the notoriety. However, them take it and them abuse it, them take it to the furthest extent with nothing but negativity. But people, at the end of the day, like I said, it seems as if negativity is what sells. And this is yet a next perfect example. Sad to say, when we look at what is going on, when we look at the persons who are in high demand on social media, the riffraff like the Jaden, it only speaks volume of what the future looks like. Because if these are the future fathers and mothers of Jamaica, if the young lady that are out there that slip up and make some sorts of bad decision and lay down with one of these losers youth, waste youth, and then have children, if this is what the future children of Jamaica looks like, the future is going to be very bleak, dark indeed, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Badness for Dummies 101. And people, this video is not to educate persons out there with aspirations of being criminals how to be better criminals. But it seems as if a lot of these criminals are really fully done. One thing that I've also realized is that incidents of JCF, JDF officers being caught, mixed up in all sorts of passa as it pertains to criminality have increased drastically. We are speaking about incidents in Denham Town where it is said that the person that is one of the suspects is an ex-Popo officer. Fast forward maybe about 24 hours ago in St. Elizabeth, the Popo were doing their routine checks at about 1:45 in the morning when them pull over a blue Mark X. In that blue Mark X was a JDF officer, his name is Buchanan, was a next man, Mr. Williams, and a next man named Mr. Goldburn. Popo tell them come out of the vehicle, search the vehicle. When they searched the vehicle in the middle console, they found a 9mm with a magazine containing 10 rounds. Needless to say, all of those individuals were arrested, like I said, one of them being a JDF officer. The reason why I say this is Badness 101 for dummies, the fact that these individuals were in a Mark X. If you know anything about Mark X, it is marked to CRASH. It is marked for a pullover. It is marked to be blazed up by the opposition. So therefore, if you know, say, you are going on any sorts of mission, if you know, say, you know, lukewarm your heart with some sorts of hot tool, maybe it might not be such a bright idea for you to be posing with any sorts of hot tool in the vehicle, because automatically you are going to be stopped and automatically you are going to be checked. So at the end of the day, if it does not work out for this JDF officer and his other 3 accomplices, they will be locked up, they will be sentenced under the new guideline unless, of course, somebody accept and say, yes, a FIMI tool, which I doubt it very much. More than likely, this is going to play out in court. Everybody is going to play hardball, but somebody will have to pay for the crime or the existence of this tool in the company of the JDF officer and his 3 cumbulos. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on something that I've observed as it pertains to Vybz Kartel and several bloggers. Now, people, if you listen to my intro, it says, welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment, dancehall being entertainment. So therefore, whatever topic, whichever person is hot, I am going to speak about it. That is what I do. I say this to say that I notice whenever I speak about Vybz Kartel, I have some individuals that are always in my comment section. Brother, me no come here to hear about Vybz Kartel, me come to hear about relevant news, rates. Well, tell you what, if you don't want to listen, you can just exit stage left, don't ever come back. It is not going to cost me any sorts of money or change anything in the life that I live. If you come on this platform, respect what you hear on the platform. If you don't want to hear bounds, you have that option. Respectfully, I appreciate the views. I appreciate everything. However, I do not link with the disrespect or accept the disrespect. So pretty much I am trying to say that, listen, Vybz Kartel came out of the big yard and we saw that he did a couple of interviews with some big station overseas, Jamaica, ER, Rate. And we also saw that he did an interview with Brando TV, Brando Review, on YouTube, that is. We know that Brando is probably not the biggest vlogger. However, there is one thing that I've come to realize when it comes to Vybz Kartel is that he likes loyalty. He don't like switchy people, even though some people would say that he is not the most loyal individual. That is not what this video is about. So I noticed that he has not done any sorts of interview with one of the most hypest channel on social media, YouTube, to be specific, meaning Jeffrey, let's be honest. We also saw that there was a video circulating with him and Walk and Talk, who was once one of the hosts of Let's Be Honest. He now has his own podcast on YouTube, The Truth, or whatever the case is. Don't remember the name at this point. So we saw that him and Vybz Kartel, meaning Walk and Talk, were talking, and Vybz Kartel said, or he said that Vybz Kartel is going to do some sorts of interview on his platform, and persons were anticipating it. However, we see that it has not manifested. So people, the other day, Boom Boom, Selector Boom Boom that is, was performing or playing at some sorts of event, and he gave the explanation of why Vybz Kartel will never go on Jeffrey's platform and why the interview with Walk and Talk might have not manifested. So people, take a listen, take a look to exactly what Boom Boom has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Why you say you're a young legend? Them say cock more kill cock. Why you shake this stuff buildings? God will never give Walk and Talk for an interview. And in the interview I know. When me a teacher reason, God tells you, boom, you know, say the platform of Walk and Talk in the pan. I even watch the platform. And him on the host, I say we come back a road. They can't go around the place. And the young artist them bad. And I say, boy, teacher.
What is saying?
Even though I'm girl, but think about it. A street youth like myself. And teacher say, alright, now think about it. I'm going to tell these people, never give up on a legend now. Any state joint, nothing you know, dealing and buffer. Any boy, think that bad, try go around them. They have them general status. They are not walking on the street. That's why you hear me say earlier on, oh, you have to be a hiding star.
So people, you heard exactly what Boom Boom has to say. Vice Cartel decision, which sounds a bit petty, is because I guess he was listening from the big yard. And he heard Walk and Talk and Jeffrey did some sorts of interview on Jeffrey's platform, and they both agree that if and when Vice Cartel comes out, he cannot run the place, or at least one of them had that view. However, what we see is that their prediction, or what they claim was going to happen, is a total polar opposite. Vybz Kartel is actually running the place, and it seems as if the whole of dancehall is silenced at the time, at this moment. The point that Boom Boom was making, you have a thing named hype, which is what most of these new dancehall artists have. Yes, a lot of them are very talented, like The Craft, like the 450, like the Raja Wild, others to be named. So the point that Boom Boom was making, yes, there's a hype, and yes, there's the buzz, and yes, they have subscribers and they have followers. However, they are not proven commodity. It is just hype. It is yet to be determined how big they will be. When it comes to artists such as the Beanie Man, such as the Bounty, and especially Vybz Kartel, proven commodity, which is classic. Classic will never die, so therefore you should never bet against a classic versus hype over sensationalize the new kids on the block. Because when Vybz Kartel came out, and it is obvious for all to see, everybody realized who runs the place and who pretty much have a headlock, and nobody is not even in existence. When we compare the buzz around Vybz Kartel and everybody else, it is 100 versus 1. Who to say that it is going to be sustainable, only time will determine that. But people, as we speak right now, we say who are on the place, we say who is hype and who is classic, who have the place in our headlock, and it is Vybz Kartel, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.